to say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? We would like to begin this interaction this day of your time by pointing out very strongly to you, once again, from a slightly different direction, the idea now of what you call the acceleration going on all around you, which is really the acceleration going on within you. And that now you will see more and more and more of the symptoms, shall we say, of this acceleration of your energy, this evolution of your energy, this evolution of your consciousness upon your planet through the kinds of symptomologies in your physical reality, such as what you call synchronicity, which is another term for what you call coincidence. But by removing the concept of it being accidental, you understand that everything in life is an orchestration. Everything is the result of a choice that your consciousness makes, and every choice your consciousness makes has an impact, a profound impact upon everything that occurs in your physiological reality. Synchronicity, being in the right place at the right time, seeing exactly, hearing exactly, meeting exactly the right people when you need to, the right thing when you need to, the right phrase at the right time, exactly when you need it to, knowing that something is going to happen and then seeing it manifest. All those ideas of the increase of sensitivity of your senses to other energies, to the timing of things, to the orchestration of life. These are the things that you now will find happening more and more and more on a daily basis in your reality as you become more accelerated, as your energy becomes more heightened and more in alignment, more synchronized with the higher energies of the dimensions toward which you are evolving. You are now being able to draw consciously, no longer so much subconsciously or unconsciously, but more and more consciously upon these energies, upon these knowingnesses, so that rather than just ascribing these ideas of knowingness to your dream life, to your imagination, now they are beginning to leak, shall we say, into your day-to-day physical experience, so that you are becoming more psychic, more prescient, more telepathic, and being able now to see all around you more examples of the appropriate and perfect timing of just being in the right place, as we said, just meeting exactly who you need to meet, when you need to meet them, so on and so forth. And your life begins to become an ecstatic explosion of synchronicity, one moment after the next, unfolding magically, miraculously, as you may use those terms. But you must understand something very important. What you have for thousands of years in your language called miracles and magic is really the way life naturally works when you allow it to. When you get out of your own way, so to speak, when you stop attempting to impose the idea of control over how life unfolds, then you will see that miracles are the natural order of the day, that life can come together in spontaneous creation, providing exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, and not a moment before, but not a moment later either. Let your life work that way by starting to get more practice of getting into the flow of the idea that your life already works. You don't have to make it work, it already works flawlessly, because each and every one of you were created in the image, as you say, of the infinite creator. You are a co-creator, and everything you think, every choice you make, every idea you have spontaneously generates a result in your physiological reality. Because physical reality is not something you dwell within. Physical reality is an extension of your consciousness, a projection of your consciousness, a mirror that reflects the strongest definitions, the strongest beliefs that you have been taught to think are true, that you have been taught to think are the most likely things that are possible to be experienced in your reality. So when you change your thoughts, you change your definitions, and you allow yourself, you grant yourself the permission to know that life can be miraculous as the natural order of things, then bit by bit you will see your life become so. It will unfold more effortlessly, more magically, more creatively, and you will know that you are at the core, at the center, at the seed of all those things, that life doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. And bit by bit you will get a better sense of that, and you will know that control is really letting go, because if life already works, You have but to simply see a vision and act according to that vision, and with absolute conviction and certainty know that if you are at one with that vibrational vision, then life will just unfold naturally in that way. You don't have to wrestle your life into position. You have for thousands of years been taught that this must be so, and look where it has gotten you. You have lives of struggle and pain and suffering and dis-ease, and you are very, 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 very tired. And so it is time to let go and allow yourselves to know you're already in control just because you are made as an aspect of creation, and everything you do is natural to you. It is second nature for you to create. It's just that you have been out of touch with the fact that you are doing the creating of the things you experience in your life. Once you get back in touch with the knowledge that all the things that happen in your physiological reality are because of the definitional beliefs you have within you about what you think is possible, you can change those definitions and see your reality change in accordance to that shift within your concept. It really is fundamentally that simple. Now, we understand that because of many of the belief systems you've already had ingrained within you for countless generations, it may not at first seem that simple to change your reality immediately as you would desire to. But really it is that fundamental, and once you get a handle on it, especially now in this day and age on your planet, this transformational age where you're exploring expansions of consciousness, you will see in short order, I guarantee you, that by applying these new recognitions, these new definitions, this new awareness of yourself as being the creator of your reality, if you apply that in every thought, word, and deed, I guarantee you will see the result in short order, very strongly and undeniably. Many of you have already begun to see this happening, manifesting on a day-to-day basis, and each manifestation strengthens you, gives you the confidence to know that that's the way life can be. We understand, believe me, we understand that this will seem shocking to many of you, that the idea that you have been taught of what you have called for thousands of years a fairy tale imagination is actually the way life really works when you allow it to. That life is magical. That's all it is. It's the magic of the transformation of the idea of yourself into some tangible reflection of experiencing that idea of yourself. That's all it is. Physical reality is made of you, made of your consciousness. You do not live in physical reality. Physical reality lives in you. You just project it outside yourself, apparently, in a type of an illusion that gives you the ability to play with the idea of creation in a way that allows you to appreciate the mechanism itself, that has time delays within it, so that you can actually see that there is a mechanism involved between the thought and the thing. In higher spiritual levels, where there isn't the idea of time and space, the instant you think of something, it manifests instantly. Physical reality is for the purpose of slowing that process down so that you can learn to appreciate the idea of what it is you are creating, so that you can take your time and change your mind and say, well, no, I don't choose this, I prefer that. It gives you the ability to savor the creation, to take your time, to enjoy it, to roll it around in your consciousness before you manifest it. That's one of the benefits of the limitation of physical reality. But of course, what you also perhaps didn't count on is that limitation also can allow you to forget that you yourself decided to create physical reality that way. Now, however, at the end of the cycle of forgetfulness, now that you've played out just about every limiting game you can in your physical reality, you are once again going into the cycle of remembering, oh yes, we created this game to savor creation. And now we know that it has taken us far enough so that we can actually forget that we are the ones creating it. But that was the name of the game. Because in that sense, only by forgetting can the creator really experience this idea. Each and every one of you experience the idea of physical reality as if it really were totally new. For the first time. Pristine. For that is what forgetting is for. So that you have an absolute experience without the idea of remembering that you created it, which in some senses would knock the experience down, would lessen it to some degree, would not make it quite as potent. But now you are going into a new cycle where it is not necessary to forget. You now have mastered the idea of creating your reality in a variety of ways so that now you can create it in a different way. You will not completely necessarily as a civilization transcend to non-physical reality yet, but you will now allow your physical reality to become more plastic, more malleable, more flexible, so that you can really see the connection between the creation and yourself, between consciousness and physical reality, so that now you get to see the process going backwards, back toward the idea of your initial creatorhood. This is what is going on your planet now, is the recombining, the integration, the reintegration of all the segregation and separation you have created for thousands of years, so that you once again will remember that you yourself are, each and every one of you, a unique and total aspect of all that is, of creation itself. Does this make sense to you? Does this translate into your language adequately? With this in mind, and in applying this in specific or general ways now, in these upcoming dialogues, we will attempt to explore together a little bit further how this concept can be applied to your daily lives so that you can see the changes that you do prefer. In return now at this time for the gift that you have given to us, our civilization, in experiencing you, I